everybody. We are going to go live, and let me bring you up on my iPad. Yep, I can see ya. Let's move you around here. You can see that part, so I think I'm going to move you a little bit more like this. So we'll see how that looks in a moment. I'm going to share this in my Wreath Creators group. I'm going to, wait a minute, let's see, share, why doesn't it, let's just do, where am I going to share it to? Share it, oh man, I wonder why, hold on here, let's see if I can do it this way. Share to a group, there we go, Wreath Creators and more. So I'm going to share it to my Wreath Creators and more group. Hi. How is everybody doing this Friday? I see that we're getting some people on. If you jump on, just let me know you're there and we will get started. I think I'm going to make 2 bows for you today because we're going to work on some bows, on how to make them by hand, and then I'm going to turn the camera, I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to talk to you about the new changes on Etsy, okay? So I'm going to move this a little bit so it's not as annoying of a light right there in your screen. But thank you for joining me. Let's get started on our bow, okay? This is just I know a lot of you are going to know this brand. It's the Sam's Club ribbon, and this is worth, to me, the cost of membership at Sam's Club, because starting around October, I don't know, maybe September, you will start seeing 50-yard spools of ribbon, and you know, it's got glitter from other ribbon. This isn't necessarily Christmas ribbon, but for 50 yards you spend like $7.99 or $7. It's an awesome deal. So the reason why I have 2 different ribbons is this ribbon is the same front and back, okay? But this ribbon is one way on this side, but not the same on the other side. So let's start with the easier one first, okay? And I am just going to teach you the way my mama taught me growing up, okay? So this is, you might look at that and say, oh, that's wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. This is just the way I do it, okay? This is the way I do it. And anyhow, we're going to get started. So I do want to say, if you're looking to invest in a bow maker, Pro Bow the Hand, all the way. Hands down, the best bow maker on the market. I don't really feel like anything really comes close to it, comes close to making the bows, and I even do like my own version of a bow on it, and I know there are so many people that do the same. So if you're going to buy a bow maker, it needs to be Pro Bow the Hand. But this is what I'm going to show you today, okay? If you don't have a bow maker, or you can't afford one, or you just don't have, you want to learn how to do it by hand. So you're going to make a loop, okay? So I'm just going to make the loop like this, and I'm going to hold it. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see that loop, okay? So you're going to start off with a loop, depending on how big your bow is, okay? I'm going to make it a pretty decent sized bow. Now, because this is the same on both sides, I'm not going to have to twist as much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I am going to gather it. Do you see how I gathered that? I'll show you the bottom side, okay? So I'm going to hold on to this, okay? So now I'm going to make 1 loop on this side, okay? I'm going to take the loop and I'm going to gather it with my fingers, okay? And this is why Pro Bow the Hand is nice. It helps you hold all that, okay? So let's get some more ribbon out here. And then I'm going to take another loop, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to make sure that this loop is the same from that loop, okay? And then I'm going to gather it here. All right? So see how I keep gathering it and holding it at that center spot? Don't move your fingers, okay? So now we're going to make another loop. So we're going to make it slightly bigger than this one, okay? But I'm going to take it to the side here, okay? Can you see that? and then I'm going to just gather it. So now we're going to go on this side. I'm going to go that direction, so I'm going to come over here to this direction. And I'm going to make another loop. Alright, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I'm just going to gather it again at that center spot. You see? Does that look good, guys? Okay. So now that I'm back on this side, I want to bring this over, and I want to create the loop on this side. Okay? So I swung it over. Now when I made this loop, I want to make it about the same on each side. Okay? So now we're going to take it, and as you know, I gathered it right there. We're going to just make another loop on the opposite side. So now we're kind of going at angles. All right. I'm going to, now it's getting a little bit harder to hold on to, but it's possible. Now, so we have 3, yeah, let's see here. This is coming apart in my hands. We have 3 petals or bow, what do you even call these? Bow loops on each side of the center one. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that we have an odd number on both sides. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to do another petal, and now I'm going to do it a little bit bigger than these two, okay? And then I'm going to take, I just put it underneath my finger and I scrunched it together, and then I'm going to come over to this side. So we're going at an angle. Remember our angle. Make your loop, and you're just going to hold it there. And then I'm going to make the loop on this side. I'm going to go the opposite side because we just did one. Make another loop. And again, hold it with your fingers. And then we're going to make another loop on this side. And then we're going to look at it and see what it looks like, okay? Now, this is just, you can make this bigger, you can make this smaller. That's just the way, this is the simple bow. So what I would do now is I'm going to take off a length of how long do I want my tails. So I'm going to say about that much. So I'm going to hold on, and again, this is where the bow maker, Pro Bow in the Hand, makes it so easy. And we will do a live with that one time too. Because I use that for, I use that for my Christmas trees. I use it for my snowmen. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end up here, and I'm just going to gather it, okay? So I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to go underneath this loop, or inside this loop, the original loop we used. I'm going to put it where my thumb is, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to twist it. Okay? Now you can use wire. It's really up to you what you want to use. So at this point, I'm just going to look at my bow, and I'm just going to you know, fluff it out a little bit. And that is just a simple bow. Now if you're wanting to use a lot of ribbon, you really should do like the Pro Bow the Hand. It will save you time. So all I'll do here is I will just cut it at an angle. I don't have my best scissors down here, they're upstairs. Let me cut that again, give you a better look. But there is a simple bow, okay? You can even dovetail those. Am I showing that upside down? I'm not even sure. Is this upside down for you guys? Maybe I should do it this way, okay? But that is just a simple bow, okay? That is if, yep, I was showing you guys upside down. That doesn't help anything, does it? Hi everybody, I'm looking at my comments. I've missed all your comments, I'm sorry. Thanks for joining me. So that is just a simple bow. That didn't take me long. Now, if you did the Pro Bow the Hand, it's going to be more uniformed. It's going to be everything's going to be sized better. You know, it's just, if you don't have a Pro Bow the Hand, this is how you can do it. It's pretty simple. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the other ribbon here that I'm going to show you. You have to twist this every time you make a bow, I want to say bow petal, but that's not, a loop. Can you tell I make too many flower wreaths? Oh my goodness. I just talk about bow petals. Okay, so you're going to take your loop and you're just going to go and make the loop as big or as small as you want. You can make it smaller if you want. Do you see what I'm doing? And I'm just going to gather that in my thumb, okay? But here's the difference, okay? That is the back side of the ribbon, so I need to twist that so that the front side is showing. I'm going to make my loop, gather, and then twist. You got to twist the ribbon so that the right side is showing. I'm going to gather, and I'm going to twist. And then we're going to make a bow loop here. And as you can see, I went to the side, okay? So now I'm doing this side. We're going to go over to the diagonal side. Let's say that right. I'm just going to twist and make another loop about the same size. Trying to keep this facing you guys and not so much facing me. I'm going to see. Let's move this just a little bit. Okay. So we did that side, so now we're going to come and do this side. So again, that's the wrong way, so I'm going to twist it, come to the other side, make a loop, and I want my loops to be about the same on these two. I'm going to twist it and do from this side, we're going to do that side. Okay, we're going to gather, and we're going to twist it. And we're going to do, now we can kind of, you can even, if you're not going to do, let's see, should we do 4 or more? We could do just 4. It's kind of up to you. So you could do 1 here, or you could do 2 more. So let's just do 1 loop, and then we'll start talking about Etsy. And then again, you twist it. So you always have to twist it in the middle so that you have the right side showing up, okay? So does that look right, guys? Do you understand my process? It's pretty simple. I'm going to take that, when you have one-sided ribbon, it's all about that twist and making sure that the right side of the ribbon is sticking up. So let's cut off some of this. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it, and I'm going to go, can you see that? And I'm going to gather, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, again you can take ribbon, it does, or not ribbon, wire, okay, and you're going to go in between that original loop over top of where you're holding everything together, and you're going to bring it together, and you're just going to twist it really good. Again, Pro Bow the hand is great, so I can't say too many things about that. So we're just going to fluff our bow up here, and then this time we will dovetail it, which I just take it, I fold it, and then I just fold it again, and then I'm just going to cut at an angle. So that your bows, I'm going to try to do this so that this is not upside down. I get confused. Okay. So that's just a simple bow. You can make this bigger. You don't have to make it this small. I just was wanting to show you a quick and easy bow. So that's with the dovetails. And again, it's showing upside down. Okay, I will get the upside down thing down. Okay. Yes, you can share it, Marianne. This is on my page. So no, you're good. Some of those people are in my private groups, and when you're in the private groups, you're not allowed to share my lives. So, no, this is my business page. So that is your basic bow, and you just keep twisting. And again, I think the Pro Bow the hand is the way to go, and I will try to share the link for that. So at this point, we're going to talk about Etsy. So I'm going to move you. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, I can't rotate my phone while recording. Okay, sorry. Am I upside down? Oh, shoot. I'm upside down. How do we do this, guys? How do we do this? Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. Be patient with me. Okay. Hello. Am I right now? Thank you. Oh my goodness, you're gonna see the hot mess of my room here. So, hello. Yes, that red and black ribbon. What is that called? Buffalo plaid? Is that what that's called? I'm not sure. But I like it. I think it's really pretty. Let's talk about the changes in Etsy. Yesterday morning, everybody who sells on Etsy got a, yeah, that's a wreath that I made a year ago, and I've not finished it, and hopefully someday I will, so we'll see. Let me get my papers over here. Etsy changed their fee schedule. I need to talk in the right thing here. Etsy changed yesterday. And if you were on Etsy and you sell on Etsy, you were paying, or still are paying, this does not come into effect until July the 16th of this year, okay? You are paying, for example, if you sell a wreath for, let's just say $100, because that's easy to do the math, okay? If you sell a wreath for $100, you get charged 3.5% transaction fee for that $100. So, what Etsy has done is they have changed the 3.5% to 5% now. Now, right now, you don't pay that 3.5% on any of your shipping costs. You can either do calculated shipping, or you can just set your shipping price. I have a set shipping price. I don't do calculated shipping on my wreaths because it depends on the wreath and how much it's cost and how much it costs to go into that wreath to get it shipped out. Boxes, printing, labels, everything. It's not just the cost of mailing out a wreath. What Etsy has decided to do is to take, say you have a $100 wreath, and instead of just charging you 3.5%, on July 16th, they are going to charge you 5% on the $100 plus the $15 for shipping. So it's going to be $115, and the fee's gone up to 5%. So that's a big jump. It's a big jump for wreath makers because our shipping is not $3 and $4 an item. Our shipping, hi Regina, our shipping is more than the average price of something. So this is a big deal. And then on top of that, they're going to have subscription tiers, and which they pretty much have told us nothing about. They do say, one of the questions I have on my papers here, let's see here, let me find it. Will sellers who pay for a monthly package get special treatment in Etsy search? That's the first thought that came to my mind. I don't know about you guys, but that's the first thought that came to my mind was, if there's a subscription tier, then those people who are paying that tier are going to get, they're going to kind of get bumped up in the search. And that is when somebody searches for a burlap wreath. And if that's in your title and it comes up, what page are you on? Now, if you pay for the subscription, are you going to get bumped up first? Or are you going to be on page 239? So they say that there's not going to be any favoritism, but they don't tell us what's going to happen. They say you're going to have, the tiers are going to be this. It's going to be Etsy Standard, which is what Etsy Standard is right now, and that's going to remain free. So the tools that you're using that you're not paying extra for, I think there's Etsy Pattern. I don't use any of that. I don't promote my listings on Etsy. I never have. I'll be honest, when somebody, when I go to search for something on Etsy, if it has the little ad in it, this is just my preference, I don't even look at that listing. And I'll be honest, I don't look at that listing because I know that they've paid to advertise the listing. And so I'm just like, yeah, you know, and most of the time the item isn't as nice as the item underneath of it. So that's what I think. Regina says, I'm so tired of trying to figure all this out. Yep, exactly. When we figure it out and we get good at it, then they change the rules. But, so they're going to be tiers. I have told the people in my Facebook group, Wreath Creators and More, that I will purchase the, when it comes out, July 16th, I believe, I will purchase the first tools, the Etsy, what are they calling it? Etsy Plus will come out in July. And I will purchase that, and I will tell you what I think. I will tell you what I think on this page. And if I think it's worth the $10 a month. Now that $10 fee is going to change to $20 in January. So they really better have a lot of good tools to make it worth it, because I think you have to pay 20 cents to list your item. Then if you sell your item, you're going to pay 5% on the transaction plus the shipping. And then after you've paid those fees, guess what? There's credit card fees, okay? Nothing's free. Nothing gets processed for free. So the Etsy payments credit card fees are, let me see, they are 3% plus a 25-cent fee for each transaction. So, yes, it's a lot. It seems like a lot of fees. Yes, it is. But when you look at the long run, okay, you look at eBay, how much does eBay charge you? They're going to take 10%. So that $100 wreath and your shipping, you're going to pay $11.50. And then you're going to pay whatever fees. So if you use PayPal, I believe that's another, 3.5%? Maybe somebody can give me. Even if you come in late, you can watch the replay. Okay? Thanks, Penny. So Amazon is 15%. They don't charge you the credit card fee, but 15% is a big chunk. There are other places. You can do Shopify, and there's other web building things that you can do to incorporate in your website and use that system. Now, with that said, would I leave Etsy, or would I stop encouraging you from using Etsy? No, I wouldn't. I'm going to tell you right now, Etsy is what helped me build my business. Am I going to invest more time and energy in my website? Absolutely. Am I going to try to diversify? Absolutely. But I've gotten my business up to a point where I can do that, where I've gotten my Facebook page to the point where I can drive you to my website just as well as I can drive you to my Etsy page. But when you're a new seller and you're trying to sell, you want to be able to have traffic to your items. You need to work Etsy the right way. And Etsy is not easy, but it's doable. And you need to know exactly how to work Etsy. And I had to do my own research and had to figure it all out before I started selling wreaths on Etsy. I did do a live in my Christmas tree tutorial. And I know that a lot of you have either purchased my Christmas tree tutorial and you're in that group, or maybe you've purchased it and haven't joined in my group yet. But if you are in it, and of course something always comes up on my phone, sorry, kind of annoying, sorry, when you're doing a live. So anyways, and I'm looking at the wrong thing, so I apologize. I keep trying to look at my camera. Okay, I got sidetracked there for a moment. Squirrel moments going across the street. Okay, what I want to say is I did a live in my, I think it was an hour and 20 minutes on how to sell on Etsy, how to start your Facebook page, how did I build my clientele, what the biggest mistake I think for crafting people is, and how I was able to build a full-time income. If you want to watch that live, you need to purchase the Christmas tree tutorial. And so you basically get a Christmas tree tutorial, So you get a wreath tutorial that you can sell the wreaths you made. You cannot share how I made those, but then in that group you get a private live for another wreath tutorial, and you're going to get this live where I give you the business advice that I gave everybody last night. So if you want to watch that live, purchase that tutorial. But let's get back to Etsy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in July, purchase their Etsy Plus and see what the tools are. Do I think that they're helpful? Do I think that they will sell your wreaths better? Do I think that, do I see a sales spike? I'll be looking for that. Do I see my wreaths selling more? If I see my wreaths selling more, that kind of tells you what I think of we're not going to give extra special attention to those people who buy the tiers. So, let's see, what other things? They say that they're raising the fees to bring buyers to the platform, building tools that make it easier for sellers, but all the way around they're raising rates quite a bit. Even though they're raising rates a lot, I would still recommend Etsy. I just would. I would recommend Etsy. I would recommend that you start your own website, and especially if you are in the website world and the technical part of things, if you can learn how to put your stuff in there and get your traffic flowing there, but that's a lot of work. That's why Etsy is helpful with it. I'm sorry, I know some people say, oh, just build your own website. Well, build your own website and see how much you sell. How much traffic can you get there? You've got search engine optimization. You've got so many things. But Etsy is just really, it's good for the beginner. It's user friendly. It does help to have a platform that can get your name out there. When people buy from Etsy, they can read your reviews. They have an alternative, so if a transaction doesn't go well, they feel safe in purchasing from Etsy because they can open a claim or say, I didn't get my item, or it it arrived damaged, or maybe the seller said, okay, I will ship your item in 2 weeks, but they didn't ship it until 4 weeks. So when the buyer comes and wants to buy your wreath or your craft item, they want to buy from a source that they have some protection. That's why I tell people on our Wreath Creators Craft D-Stash group, do not purchase anything from anybody without going through PayPal, without using that protected issue. And that's the way people feel with Etsy. They feel like there's some sort of recourse if something goes wrong. And as a buyer, I would feel the same way. If I bought from your website, I don't have much recourse unless my credit card company helps me, and they don't always help you. So that's why I say, if you're new to wreath making, if you're new to selling your crafts online, whether it be you sell t-shirts, you sell cups, you sell wreaths, whatever you do, I think that I would not abandon Etsy at this point. Will it make me, who sells a higher volume on Etsy, will it make me rethink things? Yes, because this will cost me quite a bit of money every single month. So it's time to diversify. It's time to, as I called it in another post in another group, get off of the Etsy pacifier for me. But that doesn't mean that you need to. And I hope that helps. Does anybody have any questions before I go? Let's see. So Brandy says, I feel that too many people make the same thing, so that doesn't help a lot of people. I've sold things and no one leaves me feedback. That is hard. Feedback is hard because not everybody leaves you feedback. I've had close to 3,300 sales on Etsy, and I think I have a little over 400 in feedback. That's a big percentage. So a little bit more than 10% leave me feedback. That's pretty normal. So you will get feedback. If you provide a seller product, if you make sure that that product, that wreath, gets you to your customer. They're going to leave feedback. If they love your product, they'll leave feedback. Do you need to email them and ask them for a review? No, don't. That's spam. Don't spam them, and Etsy won't like it. Though you use Etsy, PayPal requires a percentage as a seller. Yeah, absolutely. They want their money too. But if I sell through my personal website and I purchases are made through PayPal, there is a lot of extra work for me, but I'm not paying that 5% fee. I'm keeping it in my pocket. But there are fees and there are costs to running a website. There's Shopify. Shopify isn't free. You have to look at how much you sell in a month and compare the fees. When I first started out, I didn't find that Shopify, because I looked into it, Shopify did not offer me what I wanted, or it seemed too expensive. Now I might consider it. So I just answered that. Anybody else have any other questions? So I will go back through here and I will look and see if there's any other questions. But yeah, Brandy, getting traffic to your Etsy, you still have to work at it. You got to do Etsy right. Okay, you have to do it right. And those are the things that I talked about in the live last night. You have to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, no, you're not going to sell on Etsy, and it's going to be frustrating. See, it's better to pay more fees to have your product seen, though. I do agree, to have your product seen is great. I don't personally use the Etsy advertising. I use the Facebook advertising. I have seen more than, and I used to be against advertising on Facebook, but now I'm a true believer. It makes me money. See, anybody else? Am I going to stay with Etsy? Yes, I am. Let me see this question. Will you raise your prices due to the Etsy increase? Let's see. I will look over everything and I may have to adjust some of my pricing. I don't really like to do that because I don't know. I hate raising my prices, but I've seen the price increases. Shipping has gone up. I think in January it went up. So that I had to change. My box prices went up, so I've had to change that a little bit. So yeah, I mean, honestly, everybody is. I'm in Etsy seller groups on Facebook, and yeah, people are going to have to change their prices, or they're going to have free shipping. I mean, you could say you have a $75 wreath, and you say $15 for shipping. So you could change your price now to $89.99 with free shipping. Well, all you've done is just worked your shipping costs into the price of your wreath. So sometimes saying free shipping might get people to be like, oh, I'll do that. You know, it's just mind games, I think. Let's see, how much does that video you made cost? It's $17.99. And like I told people last night, I think I sold 60 Christmas trees last Christmas. I had to hire somebody to come in and help me cut mesh. Just cut mesh. So I believe if you know how to wreath and you know how to do, it's pretty simple to do. But I will list that link at the top of this video. Let's see, everything has gone up. Yes, Brandy, unfortunately it does. But our economy is doing a little bit better, so that's good. Let's see. I go to craft shows and hand out cards with my Etsy address. This helps promote. Yep, absolutely, because sometimes somebody will go to craft shows and they get overwhelmed if there's 5 wreath booths there, and like they don't buy from anybody. But if you have your business card and it has your Etsy shop on it, absolutely good advice. Yes, Reba, Etsy does charge for selling, and that is what we've been talking about, is the jump from 3.5% to 5%. So 1.5% might not seem like much, but it is. That's about a 38% increase. Plus, now you're paying a 5% on the shipping cost, whereas before you weren't paying that 5% or 3.5% on the shipping. Shipping was totally separate. Now they've put it all together. So, Sherry, what is the best platform to sell on? My personal opinion is Etsy. I know that it's frustrating. The fee schedule is frustrating. You have to work with it. This is what I think. It's either going to be a good thing for Etsy or it's going to be a bad thing. If it's a good thing for Etsy, it's a good thing for you. If Etsy grows and they bring more buyers to Etsy, then you sell more product. If this does not turn out to be a good thing, and I think a lot of the bigger sellers are going to leave Etsy and they're just going to say, hey, I don't need Etsy anymore. I can get the traffic off my Facebook page or my Pinterest page or my Instagram. And like I said, it's their Etsy pacifier. And for me, it's my Etsy pacifier. But sometimes we need pacifiers to get us to the point where we need to say, I'm done with it. Hi, Denise. Thanks. I'm so thankful that you joined in. So I guess, I'm sorry, I'm kind of pausing out here on you. I guess my point is that it might seem discouraging, but don't be discouraged. Etsy is still a good place to sell. Have they changed their terms of service? Have they changed the rules of the game? Absolutely. Are they right in changing the rules of the game? It's their thing. It's their platform. They can change them. How we can choose to react, or we can choose to say, okay, I'm going to just deal with this. I'm going to use it. I'm going to say, well, maybe I need to take less so that my customer gets more, or maybe you need to just adjust things a little bit by incrementally adding your prices up a little bit. But I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, I will purchase the tier in July. I will use it, and I will let you know on my page if it's worth it. I will give you my honest opinions. So make sure you follow my page. There is a link on the pin post on my page that you can get notified when I go live, and I can tell you what I think of it. Like I said, if you want to know more about Etsy, if you want to know more about starting a Facebook page, how do you build your clientele, how to pick a name for your business and make sure that you can do it on all social medias. Purchase my Christmas tree tutorial and watch the live I did last night and ask me questions there in that post. So with that said, have a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Enjoy your weekend. And we have graduation parties to go to, which I'm sure a lot of you do too. So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.